Speech, Northwest Appropriation Bill 2024, Introduction and First Reading.
Honorable members, I will now call on the MEC for Finance, Honorable Rosho, to present the budget speech and introduce the Northwest Appropriation Bill 2024 to the House. Honorable Rosho, you have 40 minutes.
Modula Stilo Badula Ditulo, Chair of Chairs as Presiding Officer for the precision of this morning. Madam Speaker of the Legislature, Umlokozana Susana Basita Nokwa Kadanchi, Madam Deputy Speaker, Comrade Lena Namtsana Micha, Honorable Acting Premier, my chairperson, Patrick Dumile, Tanox, Nono Malay, honorable members of the Executive Council, my colleagues that we've shared this journey of 5 years together, honorable members of the Provincial Legislature, my colleagues who kept that to account, to respond to the program of action of the ANC-led government. Modula stilo wa ntlo ya dikgosi le makhoisan kgosi maoto wa bobedi dikgosi tsa rona tse di tlotlegang, executive mayors and mayors of municipalities. Madam Speaker, I must also acknowledge my friend who's the Speaker of Mohali City Local Municipality, who's in our midst, Councillor Lucky Sele, the chairpersons and board members of public entities, the former MEC for Finance who served uninterrupted service since 1994, Comrade Martin Couscous. I hope he's here on the midst because he confirmed that he's going to join me today because he's been my anchor as I delivered the service in public service as a servant of the people, as MEC for Finance. Heads of departments and CEOs of different entities, the Provincial Executive Council representatives deployed by EXCO in the 10 municipalities to implement the financial recovery plans who are in the midst, leaders and members of labor movements. I know that the chairperson of Nenahau and Kosatu are here, though I'll be receiving a memorandum after this presentation of the budget. Civil society and faith-based organizations, the chairperson of Salga, the executive mayor as well of Ngakamudiro Molema, my brother, distinguished guests, my family who are in the midst. I know my sister from Hanyesa is also here. Ladies and gentlemen, Bahayetu bote babukoni bupirima. Baba ready to modi khwakhwentse di farologaneng, even on social media platforms. Dumelang. Chair of Chairs, I want to quote. As I open the quote, time doesn't heal wounds to make you forget. It doesn't heal wounds to erase memories. Time leaves you with a scar to remind you of how you fought through it. Time leaves you with a scar to remind you of how you bled and how you survived. You survived. Close quote. Lauren Jarvis Gibson, in this poem titled, You Are Stronger Than Your Scars, reminds us that our journey through life is marked by the battles we face, the wounds we endure, and the scars we carry. Yet, within each scar lies a story of resilience and triumph over adversity. We are reminded that these scars do not merely represent pain endured, but are testaments of our fortune. Madam Chair of Chairs, not Madam Speaker, Chair of Chairs, representing Madam Speaker, of course. As we reminisce and marvel on our 30 years of democracy, we need to embrace the scars that were brought about by the injustices of the past on our people. We all bear scars which are a witness to the struggles we faced, the battles we fought, and the pain we endured. Yet, despite the hardships, we emerged victorious and reaffirmed that government is committed to continue with its efforts of creating a better life for all. The first president of the political movement that later came to be known as the African National Congress, Dr. John Langalibalile Dube, who mapped the way for our democracy, once said, I quote, "By dint of our perseverance, our patience, our reasonableness, our law-abiding methods, and the justice of our demands, all these obstacles shall be removed and enemies overcome." Close quote. These words, Chair of Chairs, remind us of our inner strength, resilience, and capacity to rise above the pain and emerge stronger than before. Honorable Chair of Chairs, reflecting on the 30 years of democracy, we see a nation that has overcome tremendous challenges, bringing former adversaries together to build constructive relationships that focus on nation building. Consistent with our objective of creating a better life for all, the ANC government has made positive progress in relation to ensuring that services reach all corners of the province. According to Census 2022, the population of the Northwest Province grew to 3.8 million in 2022 from 2.7 million in 1996. Despite the continuous increase of the population in our province, government managed to implement policies, strategies, and plans that were helpful in assisting to stretch the rent to provide the necessary basic services to the people of the province. Since the dawn of democracy in 1994, there has been a gradual improvement in the quality of the lives of our people. One of the key indicators that is used to measure human development is the Human Development Index, HDI, which measures improvement in the quality of the lives of the people. Based on the Standard & Poor that we term S&P Global estimates, the HDI of the Northwest was registered at 0.51 in 1996 and increased to 0.63 in 2022. This is an indication that government interventions to advance the standard of living of our people has yielded positive results from 1994 to date in going forward. Honorable Chair of Chairs, due to our interventions in the health sector, the quality of lives of our people, as per the latest Stats SA report, has improved. Life expectancy of our population in the province increased from 49 years for our males and 53 years for our females between the 5 years from 2001 to 2006, as compared to now. From 2016 to 2021, it's 57 years for our males and 65 years for our females. So, similar positive trends have been recorded, where a proportion of the population with matric increased from 12.8% in 1996 to 35.5% in 2022. The literacy rate in Northwest increased to 85.3% in 2022 from 61% in 1996. Chair of Chairs, the provision of critical household services in the province as per Census 2022 has improved drastically. The proportion of our population having access to flush toilets, connected to sewer increased from 30.9% in 1996 to 58.5% in 2022. Access to pipe water in dwellings increased to 43% in 2022 from 29.3% in 2011. Electricity for lighting households increased to 93.9% from 42.7% in 1996. So great progress has been registered in changing the lives of our people out there. The people surely shall govern. Ma-Afrika Borwa mantle, tla re kanoleng dihuba fa pele ga lefatshe mme re lo itsise gore fa re ise re swe mantswe ga re kitla re kgala mafoko ganong go tlotlomatsa balwela kgololosego ba rona. Se ke ka ntlha ya gore rona le bana ba rona re kotula mofufutso wa diphatla tsa bagaka ka motsotso mongwe le mongwe wa matshelo a rona. Tota ditshika tsa rona tsa boraro di tlile go ungwela go tswa mo bogathamela masising ba batswa setlhabelo bano ba ba lwantseng kgololosego ya rona. We are standing on the shoulders of revolutionaries. We are standing on the shoulders of the giants. And we dare not fail them. Honorable Chair of Chairs, our President, Rep. Cyril Ramaphosa, when delivering the 2024 State of the Nation address, called on all of us to be optimistic about the future of the nation when he said, I quote him, "As we move forward, let us remember that it is up to us, not anyone else, to determine the future of South Africa. We are not passive observers of our history. We are its authors. We are the builders of this country we call home." Close quote. The government of the Northwest reassures the President that we remain steadfast and look forward to the future with optimism and ambition, a province that will grow stronger and more vibrant. Sir Chair of Chairs, in 2019, the sixth administration made a commitment to the people of this province that it will continue to deliver services better, faster, and smarter in order to build a performance-oriented state. Guided by these imperatives, government has implemented a range of initiatives that responded to the eradication of the triple challenges of poverty, unemployment, and inequality. Bagaetsho, go ne go le bokete le jana go bokete gonne tota nnete e mo pepeneneng ke gore tota nnete e mo pepeneneng ke gore maemo a ikonomi a koafetse mme seno se amile naga ya rona ka fa go se monate. Fela re le bana ba mmu ga re a tsholola baagi ka go ineela le go ba tlhobogetsa gore mpuo o faretse. Bomme le borre ba ba romilweng ba rongwa pusong ba romilwe ke baagi go ba etelela pele ba ile ba apara metlokolo le ditshega mme ba lwantwa ka sengwe le sengwe go dira bonnete ba gore matshelo a batho a fetoga ba lele ntwa ya sesole ba lele jaaka masole. Speaker, Chair of Chairs, as I go to the economic overview, the Chair of Chairs, when delivering the 2024 budget speech, the Minister of Finance, Kondongwan, highlighted the National Treasury estimates that real gross domestic product for the country is expected to have grown at 0.6% in 2023. This figure is a downward revision from the 0.8% growth that had been projected during the 2023 medium-term budget policy statement. The revision is brought on by weaker than expected economic growth during the third quarter of 2023. National Treasury projects GDP to grow by an average of 1.6% between 2024-2026 financial year. According to Standard and Poor's Global Focus, the Northwest Province GDP is expected to have grown by 0.65% in 2022. It further predicts that the provincial GDP will grow at an average rate of 1.56% from 2022 to 2026 per annum. The tertiary industries, which provide services, and primary industries, referring to mining and agriculture, are the main contributors to the provincial economy of our province. Chair of Chairs, I will take you through the journey that we traveled since 2019 before we get to the allocations. Chair of Chairs, the state of local government is rapidly deteriorating. The situation is further exacerbated by the current economic climate, which puts pressure on local government to provide free basic services to our communities. Municipalities in the province are experiencing long-standing political and administration challenges which have impacted adversely on the governance, institutional capacity, financial management, and service delivery. These challenges mark the deepening crisis and lack of accountability in the municipal environment. Chair of Chairs, in response to these daunting challenges, the provincial government resolved to commence with the implementation of the mandatory financial recovery plans, which we call them FRPs, in 7 municipalities facing severe financial crisis. Namely, those municipalities are Naledi, Madibeng, Khetleng Refir, Ramothere Muilwa, Tswaying, Ditsobotla, and Dr. Rutsukhmutu Mumpati district. In addition, the provincial treasury is supporting Mamusa, City of Matlosana, and Makwasi Hills with the implementation of a voluntary financial recovery plan. The FRPs are a comprehensive strategies aimed at overhauling financial management, strengthening municipal capacity, improving service delivery, and restoring the trust of our people in their local government. In an effort to strengthen the municipal capacity to implement the FRP, the Provincial EXCO increased the number of provincial executive representatives deployed from 7 to 15 to assume the responsibility of implementing the FRPs in 10 municipalities. I must report that, honorable members in the House, significant progress has been registered relating to the establishment of administrative and policy improvements that assist the municipalities with a sound framework from which to run their operations. And this is a joint, concerted effort together with COCTA, and thanks to the 2 HODs, Dr. Bolele Rekunene, for working tirelessly and making sure that we support these municipalities. Thanks also to SALGA, because they've been our stewards of making sure that they cajole and remind and support our councillors to ensure that they participate in ensuring that they hold administration accountable. And also DCOC Department and National Treasury. The provincial government continues to carry its legislative mandate, Honorable Chair of Chairs, through building capacity of municipalities for efficient, effective, and transparent financial management. To this end, 847 municipal officials and 380 councillors were capacitated on local government financial management reforms. So, the overall municipal audit outcomes have improved as compared to the past 5 years. And I must thank the chairperson of SALGA for being part of the champions of making sure that we support the municipalities. Thanks, Executive Mayor. Thanks, the chairperson of SALGA. We've worked with you since you joined this administration, and we appreciate your efforts in following through your team, because you form part of a team that provided municipalities. And in giving feedback to our communities, disclaimers in municipalities have reduced from 12 to 3 municipalities. We have 9 qualified audit opinion from 9 to 12, and unqualified from 0 to 3. So steadily, government is heading to the right direction. The African Congress government has led its people to the right path. Provincial Treasury continues to provide support to all departments and public entities on accounting, audit, review of interim and annual financial statements, and monitoring of implementation of post-audit action plans for improved audit outcomes. And by the way, this is the same program that we replicated also in the local sphere of government. The department's audit performance has improved from 2019, honorable members in the House. To date, it has improved to date from 8 unqualified departments, unqualified audit opinions, 4 qualified, and 1 disclaimer during 2019, to 10 unqualified and 3 qualified. And to date, beyond 2021 financial year, because we must also recall we are under Section 100 intervention, we've worked very hard as a collective of EXO in making sure that there's improvement. To date, there have been no disclaimers in departments since 2021, since 2020-2021 financial year. And Provincial Treasury has maintained a clean audit for the past 10 years consecutively. And I'm confident that as we hand over this administration, we'll mark 11 years of unbroken clean audit performance as Provincial Treasury. I have trust in you, Superintendent General. I have trust in you. But also, I'm confident because the audit paragraphs has improved in many of our departments. I have confidence in you, DG. I know that this Muchini will drive it to the right path. As HODs, I know that you bring the desired results. The audit comes of public entities have also improved. From 2019 to date, we have had 3 unqualified audit, 3 of the our entities received unqualified, 5 received qualified, and 7 had disclaimers, but currently we have unqualified and 8 are qualified. As we speak, in 2022-2023, we are proud that we are handing over an administration that has received 2 clean audits of our public entities with no disclaimer. So we are proud that we are handing, as we go to the 7th administration, Siyabuya ngoko. Yes, so we are getting to the right direction. Honorable Chair of Chairs, the project to improve the number of departments achieving clean audit is gradually gaining momentum. And through this initiative, 5 departments and the institution head by Madam Speaker, the Provincial Legislature.
Can there be order, Honorable Sonakil? You are disrupting the flow of the sitting. You may proceed, Honorable Rosho.
Thank you, Chair of Chairs. Honorable Chair of Chairs, as I was talking to Audit Support Program, which was led through the Office of the Accountant General, the project to improve the number of departments achieving clean audit is gradually gaining momentum. And through this initiative, 5 departments, including our legislature led by the Speaker, and 1 public entity are being assisted, are providing support. And I can assure you that Speaker as well, with the support that we've given you, I'm confident that clean audit is certain. Almost 4 years into this initiative, because this is the 6th administration program, it is encouraging to note a marginal decrease in irregular expenditure in some of these institutions due to the targeted interventions that have been taken place. Irregular expenditure and compromised controls around procurement remains the key impediment for this institution to obtain a clean audit. Honorable Chair of Chairs, as you can recall and know, honorable members, that an authorized expenditure amounted to 773 million incurred in previous years prior to 2022-23 was approved by the Northwest Provincial Legislature. This provides the departments and legislature and all its entities and the entities of government with an opportunity to clear their books as we close this current financial year. The approval of the unauthorized expenditure bill does not impact negatively on service delivery of the affected institution, as it seeks to support the fair presentation of their financial statements. Let me reflect on infrastructure development in support of service delivery. On our Chair, the province has registered significant progress in relation to the delivery of social and economic infrastructure. An investment of 6.9 billion in roads infrastructure was made over the last 5 years. This allocation was utilized to upgrade roads from gravel to surface, expansion of existing roads, re-graveling of certain roads, restoring of roads damaged by force majeure across the province. As a result of the improvements to the road infrastructure, communities have better access to service, including healthcare facilities, schools, and shopping centers. The investment towards healthcare facilities for the past 5 years amounts to 3.5 billion. These allocated funds over the past 5 years have been utilized on building new community health care centers, installation of backup generators to counter the effects of load shedding. The funds were also utilized for provision of additional facilities for housing, of specialized units such as oncology and cosmetic restorative surgery, increasing the number of beds in existing hospitals, and upgrading of clinics to 24-hour healthcare facilities across the province, to mention but a few. On our chairs, a revolutionary and a non-violence anti-apartheid activist, our father, Utata Wetu, President Nelson Mandela once said, I quote, "No country can really develop unless its citizens are educated," close quote. In line with the former president's commitment to education, the Northwest Provincial Government has invested 4.4 billion in building new schools over the last 5 years. The funding was also utilized for the provision of extra classroom space, erection of fences around schools to improve security of our children, provision of infrastructure to accommodate laboratories, and National School Nutrition Program kitchens across the province. On our Chair of Chairs, the province has delivered 21,139 housing units and also 27,930 service stands to our people at a total investment of 4.4 billion for the past 5 years. I now want to come to the fiscal framework, where we'll be unpacking the 2024-2025 financial year budget. On our Chair of Chairs, the provincial fiscal framework consists of equitable share, conditional grants, and own revenue amounting to 53.7 billion for the 2024-25 financial year, and also has it for 55 billion for the 2025-26 financial year, and 57.3 billion for the 2026-27 financial year. This culminates into a total allocation of 166.1 billion over the medium-term expenditure framework, the MTF. And I'll take you through this journey of unpacking this budget through our clusters. The social cluster, which consists of education, health, we've covered human settlement because it also supports a social cluster in terms of the presentation. But human settlement is part of the governance cluster. But the purpose of demonstrating how we galvanize and advance the social transformation agenda of the National Democratic Revolution, it is important that we package it in this context, honorable members. So also cover social development, arts and culture, sports and recreation. Is allocated amount of 42.8 billion as a cluster in the 2024-25 financial year. In this cluster, the Department of Education receives 21.9 billion. The Department of Health is allocated 16.5 billion. Human settlement budget is 1.8 billion. By the way, it's been reduced in the current year. There's been a reduction which impacts negatively on our delivery of human settlements. And social development allocation amounts to 1.8 billion, and we've been very deliberate because our priority in terms of education and health, we've ensured that social development is also supported. So we've taken a conscious decision as Executive Council to elevate also social development to advance the transformation agenda. Whilst arts and culture, sports and recreation receives 750.4 million. Mme tota ntse re leka re ntse re gata re gatoga go dira bonnete ba gore dilo di a change as you move forward. Within this allocation, special provisions are made for the following. For construction and maintenance of health facilities, the province will be spending an amount of 705.5 million through the Health Facility Revitalization Grant in the 2024-25 financial year. An amount of 1.6 billion is allocated for medicines and medical supplies. This allocation will ensure that people of the Northwest Province have access to medicine and medical supplies as and when they visit hospitals and clinics. An amount of 1.3 billion is allocated for education infrastructure grant to fast-track the implementation of school infrastructure and the elimination of backlogs with a focus of increasing classes, improving sanitation at schools by building toilets that provides learners with adequate and dignified sanitation. For the delivery of learning and teaching support material, LTSM, inclusive of stationery, textbooks and workbooks, to 1,445 schools and 32 public special schools around the province. An amount of 702.8 million is allocated in 2024-25 financial year. An amount of 664.1 million is allocated for the National School Nutrition Program to benefit 750 learners annually, where breakfast we've already started to introduce, and we intensify that program thanks to you, MEC Mutsumi. And this is targeting most adversely affected, disadvantaged communities. But we are rolling. Remotely, we are intensifying our NDR. The Sanitary Dignity Program, SDP, is allocated an amount of 19.3 million in the 2024-25 financial year to support over 252,000 learners in quintile 1 to 3 schools, as well as in special schools. This program provides girls with uninterrupted education and instills confidence and self-esteem, allowing them to reach their full potential. I must indicate as well, in the past 5 years, we've intensified this program through social development. MEC for Health, he's been one of our champions. Enkosi MEC, because we've also ensured that we intensify the program partnered with Department of Education and Social Development. So at all fronts, different departments, we've done this work, including Treasury and DART. Social welfare services to the communities, including services to people with disabilities, as well as for implementing social behavior program, is allocated an amount of 270 million. The largest share of this allocation is funding earmarked for non-profit organizations, our MPOs, amounting to 240 million. An amount of 155 million is allocated to transform community library services, mainly for previously disadvantaged communities. An amount of 1.5 billion is for development of houses and services of the size through the Human Settlement Development Grant and Informal Settlement Operating Partnership Grant. Due to the reduction of the 2 grants at Human Settlement over the MTF and increasing need for housing coupled with backlogs in this sector in the province, the Executive Council, led by the Premier, has endorsed a process to solicit 2 billion through front-loading pledging of future human settlement grants. The pledging will be done in line with the borrowing of powers of Provincial Government Act 48 of 1996, read together with the Division of Revenue Act in an effort to aggressively expand housing delivery in the face of pending grants reduction challenges. Moving to the economic cluster. The economic cluster, Chair of Chairs, consisting of public works and roads, agriculture and rural development, and economic development, environment, conservation, and tourism, has been allocated a consolidated budget amounting to 6.2 billion in 2024-25 financial year. Allocation to the departments with this cluster are apportioned as follows: 4 billion for public works and roads, 1.2 billion for agriculture and rural development, 982.1 million for economic development, environment, conservation and tourism. In pursuit of these priorities of this cluster, an amount of 64.5 million is earmarked for SMMEs and cooperative support. The intervention is aimed at, amongst others, providing small business enterprise with business development support services and enhance growth and acceleration, including access to markets, product development, skills development, thematic month celebrations, and events. An additional allocation of 70 million is made to public works and roads for resealing and pothole patching, including the re-establishment of an asphalt material factory in all 4 districts of our province. We want to ensure that internal roads, in support of our municipalities, Chairperson of Salga, we continue to partner together in making sure that we fast-track those basic services. This funding is to supplement the 1.5 billion allocation for provincial road maintenance grant to make provision for resurfacing, patching, and pothole repairs. Included in the allocation for PRMG is an additional amount of 511.8 million to improve the state of some roads in the province to a condition that will attract investors and enhance service delivery of services. Included with the budget of public works and roads is an additional amount of 10 million, which has been allocated for acquisition of houses for new members of the provincial legislature. That we can recall that we are 33. As we come back in the next administration in line with the IEC Gazette, we will be 38. So we are preparing ourselves for that. So that allocation is also being apportioned to public works because they are the custodian of accommodation. Comprehensive Agriculture Support Program grant, CASP, is allocated 192.4 million to broaden access to agriculture support to black subsistence and distressed commercial farmers to improve access to formal and institutional markets. Coming to the governance cluster, which is an enabler for government to provide services to our people and change lives of our communities. The governance cluster chair of chairs is comprising of community safety and transport management, corporate governance and traditional affairs, provincial treasury, and the office of the premier. And it is allocated an amount of 4.1 billion in 2024-25 financial year. As we unpack it per department, community safety and transport management is allocated an amount of 2.3 billion. Cooperative governance and traditional affairs received 697.3 million. Provincial Treasury's allocation is 573.8 million. The Office of the Premier is allocated 480.1 million. Within this allocation, funding is also specially apportioned for information communication technology transformation, which is crucial in running the provincial government. This function has been allocated a budget of 103 million. To ensure that all eligible learners receive transport to their designated schools, an amount of 450 million is allocated for scholar transport. An amount of 100 million is made available for water and sanitation for short-term intervention in hotspots areas where quick, urgent, necessary, and immediate response are needed in the province without any delay. These funds are an extra over-allocation above the 1.4 billion water and sanitation conditional grant allocation made to municipalities through Regional Bulk Infrastructure Grant, your RBIC, Municipal Infrastructure Grant, the MIG, and the Water Services Infrastructure Grant, the WISIC. So we've made that allocation for quick interventions as and when we move with Tunzalurol. Honorable Chair of Chairs, the Provincial Legislature receives 520.3 million. Inclusive in this allocation of the Provincial Legislature is 22 million to address payments of salary and allowances of additional 5 members, including constituency allowances, gratuity, and temporary accommodation for additional members. If you can recall, I've indicated that we will be 38 members. So we've already made provision because in terms of the plans of the legislature, the presentation and the briefing that I had with the speaker had actually indicated this is a critical part, and we fully agree and we concur with her. So there's already preparations for new members. As we know, in Lowe, their houses are limited. So Public Works will do likewise, but also provision for their salaries and so forth is being prepared. The total provincial infrastructure budget meant to facilitate development and maintenance of all departments' socio and economic infrastructure amount to 6 billion for the 2024-25 financial year. So that's what we've packaged if you look across the board on infrastructure. This allocation is meant to be used by all departments as a catalyst to stimulate economic growth, create much more required jobs through labor-intensive methods, accelerate contractor development with specific focus on previously disadvantaged individuals and women and youth contractors as well as military veterans. Honorable Chair of Chairs, we impress upon departments and public entities to ensure that they spend the allocated funds prudently to reduce unnecessary spending on non-core items. I must indicate that to this end we've fared quite well. We're able to meet our targets, and thanks to Tunzalerole program, because we've intensified our expenditure performance as all the departments across the board. By the third term, we're already at the third quarter, we're already at 75%. So we are on course, we have complied, we have changed the gear in the sixth administration. I wish to emphasize that government strives to make the most of limited resources that we have in supporting economic growth, core services, and social welfare. I thank you all for your unwavering support and dedication to our shared vision of a better life for all. Honorable Chair of Chairs, I wish to express my gratitude to the residents of the Northwest, to all our stakeholders, our bankers that we've partnered with, that we've worked with, your Standard Bank, your ABSA, your FNB. We've worked, all of them, we've worked together. We've partnered, and NetBank as well. We've partnered in different programs as Provincial Treasurer, and I want to thank you also for that. That in this sixth administration, we've managed to serve our people. We've worked well with various stakeholders, even the mining sector, in making sure that we intensify service delivery. With this limited budget, I call it a shoestring budget. Together, we have faced such challenges, but grown stronger, and we have persevered. As we move forward, let us remember that time, often seen as a remedy for healing, does not simply erase our memories or make us forget the trials we've endured. Instead, it etches them into our being, leaving behind marks that serve as a testament to our endurance and courage. Honorable Chair of Chairs and honorable members, I honestly have enjoyed to serve in the Provincial Treasury as the MEC for Finance. My responsibilities largely related to the consistent application of legislation for the benefit of the people of Northwest, with the sole purpose of ensuring that service delivery takes place uninterruptedly. And I must indicate that based on my responsibilities, my steadfastness and resoluteness, I was even named Chobolea Compliance. But I'm happy that I did it for the people of Northwest. It was a responsibility that was assigned to me by our home, the African National Congress, the organization that I'll forever be grateful and indebted to, because I am what I am because of the upbringing of this movement. So I carried this responsibility as the MEC of Finance to protect the public purse, to ensure that the lives of the 3.8 million members of our communities changes to the better. Fa monyetla wa go direla baagi ba rona o ka iponagatsa mo isagong ga nkitla ke nagana gabedi, nka bua ka ponyo ya leitlho and I'll remain steadfast. Mme ke na le tshepo ya gore seo se ka diragala gonne mokgatlho wa gaetsho o ke golela mo go one e leng African National Congress is coming back. O tlile go bua ka maatla morago ga ditlhopho tsa bosetšhaba tsa monongwaga re a boa bagaetsho go tla go tsweletsa tirelo ya modimo because we are called. Siabuya, we are coming back. And I know some honorable members, as they interrupt me, they wish that they would be the ones who are saying these speeches. Unfortunately, it's not possible. They will remain on the left, the numbers will be reduced, will ensure that we advance the national democratic revolution. Ke a leboga nna mamokati wa lewa nna tshweni e nna yo mmeleng makopeng e sa naiwe. Honorable Chair of Chairs, having outlined the fiscal framework and allocations to the departments, please allow me to be able to table the following documents which provide much more detail to what I have outlined. And in front of me, Honorable Chair of Chairs, and the copies have been circulated to the members, is the appropriation bill for 2024 financial year, estimates of provincial revenue, expenditure, socio-economic review and outlook, and the budget speech. All of them are here, Chair. And yes, the zero is also part of that. Those are the documents that we table before this House. Honorable Chair of Chairs, as I conclude, I wish to express my sincere gratitude to the guidance and support received during the compilation of the 2024-25 budget, to the following: to our Premier, Honorable Premier Ntate Keobisa Bushimape, who is indisposed, and we wish him full recovery. Thank you so much for your guidance and stewardship at all times. To our acting Premier, who I must indicate that is my former chair from the Youth League times, Psycho and ANC Youth League, but also my former speaker when I was his deputy, Ntate Jumile Nono Maloi. Thank you very much, Acting Premier, for your guidance, for your inputs. You'd always, when you want also to just make sure that I look at the bigger picture, you would also say that, Rosho, look at this point. Thanks very much for your guidance. I would forever be grateful. I would forever be grateful for your guidance, even when I was a deputy speaker. By the way, I've learned the ropes because he delegated powers to me as a deputy speaker to function effectively in the fourth administration. But thanks for your input in this session, during this session. To the former Premier, Professor Tebogo Job Mokoro, thank you, Prof. We started this 2019 journey with you, and you've been a steward, a father, and you've guided me at all times. Thanks for the work that we've done with you as this Executive Council, and we forever appreciate your inputs. And thank you very much. I thank you wherever we are. Just know that your inputs will stay with us and will remain the footprint in this province. To my colleagues in the Executive Council, it's been a journey of a bumpy ride for all of us. We have differed harshly, we have debated robustly, but we remain a steadfast collective focused to the resolutions of the Nazareth conferences. And we've ensured that the manifesto of the ANC gets implemented. During the COVID pandemic, we were very resilient. We were able to protect the lives of the people in the Northwest. And we are thankful, MEC Sambata, as you were our champion. We are thankful that we've been able to work together as all the MECs, and also to the legislature, because they supported. At some point, they had to appropriate some money from their side to support the Executive Council. Thank you, colleagues. We've done well this far. We've done our best. We've changed the lives. We've touched lives at different corners of our province in different programs. You can remain questionable, honorable member on my left, but through you, Chair of Chairs, the last 30 years, we've demonstrated that 300 years of oppression, of segregation, we've managed to outmaneuver and ensure that we restore hope of our people. Thank you very much, members of the Executive Council. To the members of the Legislature from all parties, thank you so much. We've worked well. You've kept us to stand on our toes in these 5 years, but we've worked together. You were convinced also that we are in the right direction and we are able to change lives of our people. Hence, you continued to agree with us in the portfolio committees, although you did not adopt the budget, did not support the budget that gets adopted, but you were able to agree with us in the portfolio committees. And thanks very much for that. To my two chairpersons, Honorable Motswana and Honorable Gliso, the chairperson of the portfolio committee and the chairperson of standing committee of SCOPA. Thank you very much, my chairs, for stewardship, for partnership that we've fostered. We had an understanding that I must account and I must give an explanation. I must also empower you as and when you go and hold other departments accountable through our expenditure quarterly reports. Thanks for the guidance, thanks for the support. We agreed to disagree, but at the end of the day, we knew that we serve the people of Northwest. I forever appreciate your support. To the head of the department, Israel, Rekunene, the Superintendent General, thank you, my brother. Thank you very much. When I joined the Provincial Treasury in 2019, the HOD and the senior managers, the directors, chief directors, we had our first session. And in the first session that we had, I was very harsh with them. I told them that what happened, that we find ourselves in Section 100. And I said it's only us as Provincial Treasury that must support all this department, that as this ends, the administration ends, we are not subjected under Section 100. Thanks to you, Tate Kunen, for your professionalism, your commitment, your dedication as a deployee of the African National Congress. You have ensured that you serve the department, you support the department. You've been selfless, together with the senior managers, all the executive managers, senior managers, your commitment. You know, Provincial Treasury is an employee of choice. You know, many of our officials, you find them every time being on their operation desk, ensuring that we provide support to all the departments. It has not been an easy job, but we've made Provincial Treasury fashionable. We've ensured that we support local government, municipalities. We've ensured that financial recovery plans are implemented. We fostered this relationship with all stakeholders. And thanks to you, Rekunene, for this work, your tireless, your commitment. Because behind every successful man, there's a woman. So, to the DG and heads of the department, thanks for the work that we've done with you through our MECs. We continue to appreciate all the work, colleagues, DG. We continue to appreciate your contribution as and when you had to conclude this budget, because it's due to your contribution and inputs and arguing on the importance of focusing on other areas of service delivery. I must say thanks to all of you. You know, I come a long way with many of you as you are sitting here, and I'm proud to say that you've done well. Thanks for your support. May God continue to usher you with blessings and give you wisdom as we go into the 7th administration. To the staff in my political office,
Just a second,
I want to
Honorable
start
Rosho.
to thank...
Just a second. You know, there's a caca full of mama rings coming from this side. And I did indicate that under normal circumstances, there was this thing. So be careful that you don't fall victim, because I've not evicted anyone from the house ever since I started presiding. Don't make history, especially Honorable Edwards, Honorable Sonakil, and Honorable Rabutabi. Please wake up, man. We are at work here. You may proceed. You may proceed, Honorable Rosho.
Chair of Chairs. Chair of Chairs, to the staff in my political office, and when I started in 2019, I started with one comrade called Comrade Dedele Tsoge. I want to thank you, my friend, wherever you are, if you are listening to me. I know you are following me on Facebook. Thank you. We've worked well, and you've handed over to the Chief of Staff, Ntate Setona, Comrade Pello. Thank you very much, my brother. You started with the SAPA, and you've moved this ship to the right path. You've assured that you work with administration. You understood the purpose of interfacing political office with administration. Thank you with your team in the office that has worked with you, and also our communication team that has been supporting the office of the MEC. Thanks very much. To my family members, especially my son Lesedi, I've not, and he said I must not say anything about him, but I'm going to say it. I've not had enough time to spend with you, but you've always ensured to advance your career in the arts industry. And you are talented. Thanks that you gave me my space to advance my career to serve the communities, but you've always also tried to ensure that you balance your focus, despite also giving you that tough love to ensure that you focus. But thank you, my son, for that. And I wish you well in your career. On our Chair of Chairs, the budget proposals being tabled today, they have dealt with the commitments that we have been made by the President Cyril Ramaphosa at the recently held ANC election manifesto launch for 2024, where the 6 priority areas for the ruling party were announced in going to the 7th administration. As the ANC government, we wish to reaffirm to members of this August House and the public at large that we will follow through on our commitments when we emerge at the 7th administration of this province. We promise to return with renewed purpose, and we pledge to continue serving our people, building on the achievements of the 6th administration. On Skomtreg, on Semense Tepetin, Amandla. We want to thank all our stakeholders. The banks have indicated. My friends who are here coming as far as KwaZulu-Natal, Comrade Mutusi is here, Dr. Mutamaga, thanks very much for your support at all times. You always ask me that you must make sure that you do what is right. Thanks for your support. Chair of Chairs, allow me to table and hand over a clean bill of administration in terms of financial governance. And I want to put before this August House the 2024 departmental allocations, including the provincial legislature. And the total allocations that I put before this House for 2024-25 financial year is 53,700,384,000 rands. This has been appropriated accordingly per all our departments, including our entities which are accounting to different departments. So this is the budget that I call the people's budget, despite that it is a shoestring budget. It is a people's budget, and we will ensure that through the supply chain processes, we tighten the processes and ensure that we spend the budget accordingly and to the core, like what we did in this current financial year. This is what we tabled before this House for consideration, for endorsement, and for support. As is this the last budget that we are presenting to our communities. However, we are coming back. Thank you very much, Chair of Chairs.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Honorable Rosho. The Northwest Appropriation Bill 2024 is now tabled and referred to the relevant Portfolio Committee on Premier Finance, Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs. Honorable members, though not earlier announced, as we were doing the moment for silent prayer and meditation, we were also deep in our hearts doing it in loving memory of Warabile Nakedi, the son to one of our officials responsible for Standing Committee on Public Accounts, Mentwaki Nakedi, who has passed on and will be buried on the 9th March 2024 in Lumanyaneng village, and may his soul continue to rest in eternal peace. And we send our deepest and warm condolences to the family during this time of need. We thank you very much. The House stands adjourned.
Okay, Chair of Chair, can't you expel somebody from the House just for your presence?